I've had a chance to take a look at the decoration samples of the iron ore tippler wagons from Accurascale. So here we see in PTA and JUA guises some of the tipplers used within the steel industry for iron ore traffic, starting with the grey and orange livery, moving on to the blue and orange British Steel livery, and then we've got the plain grey VTG livery on the JUAs. And as you'll see here, that we've got an outer and an inner wagon. Now the wagons in each livery are sold as sets of 5, and you can have an outer pack which has got 2 of the outer wagons, one with a working tail lamp, and those have got the tension lock couplings on it. The inner wagons have the knuckle type coupling, and we can see obviously that they give a great representation of the style of coupling on these. So you need to choose your packs carefully. They're in book packs of 5 wagons, which are $149.95 for a pack of 5, so it's equating to about £30 a wagon, which is bang on the money for a modern product. And the quality of it, it does actually come through very well on these. As I say, the decoration samples, and that's just for the team to check the position and colour of the livery element, and understand obviously there's still some further tweaks that they want to carry out before getting to production with them. One of the things that these wagons are quite well known for is some of the South Wales heavy trains, where there were up to 27 of the tipplers, up to triple-headed by 37s, before the 56s came in, and then there was the 59s, which you could see up to 30 wagon trains. As I say, the wagons are quite synonymous with the South Wales services, and were commonly seen at Newport and Cardiff stations, working through to Port Talbot or Llanwern, but also up in Scotland as well, from Clydeside imports to Ravenscraig, Concert, Redcar, etc. up in the north, with some longer flows in between later on from Clydeside down to South Wales too. There's some handy information on Accurascale's website showing some of the train formations that these wagons ran in. Actually great when you're looking at those packs of 5 as to what your best permutations are. The design of these wagons actually came from British Steel themselves, and were produced by one of their subsidiaries, Redpath Dorman Long, from 1972 in 3 batches. They've actually got a longer life than one might first anticipate, and they're still around obviously in the contemporary era, so good long-lived wagon. The bogies are a British Steel design as well that was produced by them, known as axle motion bogies, and these are really nicely captured, as is the decoration detail that's on there. As I say, I know that these are only early samples, but there's some stunningly small writing on some of the information panels. This is a wagon style which has not been previously available in 00 ready to run before. The tension locks fit into standard NEM pockets with the kinematic fittings. The ready fitted piping on the inner ends of these is quite pleasing, and there are accessory packs for the buffer beam detail on the outer wagons too. And there's edge parts for the wagon. You've got the ladders on the ends, plus the underside detail with the piping and braking cylinders, etc. under there is really nicely done. Following the closure of Concert Steelworks in 1980, a batch of the PTAs became redundant for a short while, before the leasing company Procore actually took them over. And these wagons were then rebranded and repurposed for stone traffic in the Mendips, particularly from Merehead and Watley quarries. And here we see sort of the grey and blue yeoman livery and the mustard yellow of ARC. As I say, these wagons were synonymous with the quarries in the Mendips, working some really heavy and long trains of up to 43 wagons. headed by pairs of 56s and Class 59s, working through to the west of London, to Acton and down into Ashford and Kent, and around the north of London into the home counties as well. Once again, there's good reference material on Accurascale's website with regard to which packs of the wagons are best suited for given train lengths. Briefly mentioned earlier, working tail lamp, but as you can see there, it's not working. So what do? Turn the wagon over, take a cocktail stick or small screwdriver in this case, pop it in behind the front axle. Then we poke down at a slight angle and find a small hole there that we push down into, and you can feel the base start to come away, and the same at the other end. Carefully pop it in there, thread it through to the hole and push in. And there we go, and there we see the base has actually come out. Inside we see the metal weight, which gives a little bit of weight to the wagon, and the brass contacts for the working tail light. And there are two brass contacts, one at the bottom and one slightly above, and we'll put a watch type battery or hearing aid type battery, whatever they are. Accurascale recommend a CR2012. I hadn't got one of those, so I found a 2016 and found that that fits equally well. Slide it in between the two contacts, seat it into the holding positions there, and turn it round. There we see we have got a blinking light. We can now pop the base of the wagon back into place, and obviously your battery is going to stay there until you take it out. So it's alright probably for an operating session, but at the end of it I'd take the battery out unless you want to buy a new one each time.